Hey everybody, CyberKnife here. Finally ready to give you the review of my new, or not so new anymore, had it for a couple of months, Panzer IV Hydrostatic, or as I will refer to it as the Panzer IV Hydro. This is actually my first game that I ever got mastery on, and it just happened tonight. So basically, here's the Panzer IV Hydro. I'm going to call this, just for brevity, I'm going to call this the Hydro, and the normal Tier 4 medium German, Tier 5 German medium tank that is called the Panzer IV or Panzer IV-H. I'm going to call that the H, so we're going to refer to this, just for brevity, as the Hydro, and that's the H. The other comparable tank to this is the M4 Sherman, in its same class. And the gun is very much same as the Sherman's if you're talking about the 75mm, only the Sherman has much more rate of fire, of course. Now, the Hydro, how do you kill it? That's what most people are going to know. They only sold 2,000 of these things. The armor is garbage, utter paper. Hit it anywhere, really, except for the mantlet or on its turreted spaced armor. When you're playing the Hydro, the number one rule to survive is to maintain your 300-meter barrier or distance between you and your enemy. If you maintain that, pretty much, now I'm not sure what this range is at. I was lucky this time because I had camo up and I had a chocolate bar that I'd won earlier in some clan thing. So here I am. Now this will show you the velocity of the gun. I don't lead it enough. It's not a very high velocity weapon. It's not a real floater like, say, a Comet or a M8A1, or even a T-18. But you see, they do kind of droop a little bit. They tend to drop low and right. So I decide right away I'm going after this H, this VKO-H. I'm gonna get that guy in just a second. You can see how this, look at the armor angle perfectly against me. I had to switch to premium rounds, and I would also, even though this VKH doesn't have a ton of armor up front, it is enough angled to defeat this weapon. It has about 110 penetration normally, and let me see, I'm not sure what it is with this. Yeah, 110 penetration with that. Without it, or yeah, 110 without, and then this brings it up to 158, so no problem penning with that. You'll still even bounce occasionally with this. It's a strange gun. Well, anyway, what you need to know about this gun is how to take down this gun, and that is to get in close. It's got a decent rate of fire, but a Sherman will outclass it many times. I've actually been lucky enough to come head-to-head and kill Shermans, but you have to do a lot of juking and whatever. See, I'm just bouncing and bouncing and bouncing on this, and this is with the same premium ammo, where earlier it'd be like butter. We get a nice side of this Matilda, trying to help out her little buddy here, this, I guess it's a Wolverine that he's going after. And we can't get to him in time. I'm not sure, it wasn't a ram kill. I don't think. So anyway, we go around the corner and try to get this done. So that was a good spot. I got like, I think I ended up with like 1.3k of damage after this little encounter here. Now the nice thing about this tank is that if you do maintain that barrier of like, 250, 300 meters, you're going to be okay. You really don't have to worry about getting spotted. This tank's visibility and camouflage rating, and a lot of the soft stats are really nice and very favorable in the way they compare to the H or to the Sherman. These things don't get spotted very easily. They've got a real excellent, just a really, really excellent top end speed of 48 as opposed to 40 kilometers per hour on the H. It's very quick, it's agile, the traverse on it is really peppy. It just feels good. It's got a really nice view range on it. The signal range is really monstrous. It really lends itself to scouting, flanking, sniping, but like I say, you really do need to respect that barrier. If you get in close in gunfights with this thing and try to trade damage, you're never going to win. You're never going to bounce shots. You get miracle bounces off that every now and then off of the, take a look at the spaced armor on around the, yeah, look at it. See on the turret there? It's got little doors. Now you can shoot right in there sometimes and it'll be nothing, but sometimes if you hit from the rear, and I'm talking, right in along that back curvature of the turret there, it can just be nasty and bounce. So just aim for the body. There's no reason to go for the turret ever. So anyway, we're just going to finish this off here. I'm trying to go for his engine, set him on fire. Want to maximize that damage. So that's a GG on that. So basically that kind of is the Hydro in a nutshell. That's it performing very well, where it's maintaining its distance, where it's keeping its gun in action. It's a great all-around tank if you play by its rules. Here, let me go show you the results of this game, and I'll show you a little bit more. So anyway, that would be the Mastery, or Ace Tanker as we say. Not too bad, and ended up doing quite a bit of damage with this thing. It really ended up being a good game. Let me see, man, 50,000. You know, that's decent, but you know, for the amount of damage that I ended up doing in 1.5, I mean, that's not the base. I think it was only just over 1,000 that ended up getting. Hang on here. Let me get to the other screen. I want to look at this. Is why look at it. Just tore this guy up. Look at that. Really focused him down. Until he got a little spotting off of that and got the track in the gunner. Not too bad. That little Stug damage at the end. It's not too bad. So yeah, came out with 1,600 damage, 500 spotting, 19 penetrations out of what, 22 hits, 26 shots. That's pretty decent, you know. No complaints. That must have been a pretty slow day. As far as I've been hitting, you know, a lot of times where I was hitting 12, 13, 14, 1,500 damage in this thing and just not coming anywhere near to getting the mastery, I guess. I kept getting first classes all the time. So that's, I think, 92 games in this thing. Not too bad. I'm enjoying the tank. Let me show you a couple other quick clips. I'm not going to go show you whole games. I'm just going to show you a couple of quick little things that were pretty funny. I've had a couple of friends of mine and clan members send in different videos and clips. So I'm just going to show you a few do's and don'ts with this tank, and you'll see pretty clearly how to take it down. So anyway, hang on one second. Alright. Just going to wrap this thing up here with a couple of parting shots from a hill here. I've kind of selected this one. This is one of the earliest games that I'd had in the Hydro where I was really kind of testing it out, using different kinds of ammunition for different things. And you can see here I'm really not familiar with the velocity. See that? I'm just not giving enough lead time for some of these early shots. That's more like what you do with a Panther. But then we start to dial it in, and look, once they sit still for us, 350, 342, very accurate. And notice the gun is settling well before the next shot. Look at the reticle, settle down now, and I'm loaded. Right exactly where you want it to be. Just not bad at all. I'm going to show you just a couple more shots and examples of some pretty amazing accuracy with this thing as I wrap this up with just one more glimpse of it. Now notice we're in the comfort zone. We're at 350, 340. They can't see us. We can nail them pretty no problem. So just one more example of gunnery here after this. Okay, this is going a little long, so I'm just going to show you a few snippets of some cool Hydro gameplay, not whole games. And we're not really talking about maps or strategy, whatever. I just want to show you a few cool shots and whatnot. If you see my videos, you know this is a spot I always try to go to when I'm doing some scouting. And here I get a little bit risky. This is one of my very early games. This is way too forward. And then look at this. I'm still concealed, and I take a shot. I mean, come on, man. Don't. And I get lit. Push my luck. I'm already lit for what, like 7 seconds now. So I hang around, take a couple of I'm not too worried though. I'm kind of hull down. Now look at these lucky bounces. This is really cool because I'm fairly hull down here. See, and because I was looking away at an angle, giving them spaced armor, but then I get emboldened. Oh, see, that's a crit to the transmission to the front. Not a whole lot of damage, but you know. And then look at me. You know, just ran right into Eric. I do that a lot. When I freak out, I just back up. That's always my, if anything hits me or whatever, back up. So anyway, look at these shots though, man. Tanky Bear, look at her. She's just running up the road. Anyway, so couple of interesting little shots here. Okay, this shows you actually. This is 400 meters precisely. And no problem, fully dialed in at all, and this is just standard ammo. It's on a Chinook, you know, a tier 5 tank. So this shows you, I don't know, you know, when used properly, this is a pretty. Now I could have went for that. It's a low percentage shot. I was gonna instead. I went for the Chinook, but he was already dead. One of those. Don't you hate that when you fire like precisely the exact second that. Look at that, I could have killed her right there just bumping into her. I'm the worst driver, man. What's going on with that? So anyway, I think I'm going to jump to something else right now. Now here's another replay, significantly better replay in terms of quality of play and result. This is again Anubis. He sent me this. This was his first mastery game in the Hydro. And as you can see, he doesn't dick around. He goes right for the prem rounds. It's hard to argue with it because his results are a hell of a lot better than mine. And it's not uncommon on premium tanks to have to use gold rounds. A lot of people have to on, say, IS-6 or Super Pershings, things like that. It's fairly notorious for the pen to be kind of bad on premium tanks. But on this one, it just doesn't seem to be on paper. But, you know, you saw that shit. I don't know, is that RNG? It happens consistently. Some of it is just, you know, whatever. But, I don't know, man. Soft stats are everything. So anyway, they're kind of, now look at this, the way he's going after this KV-1. He's smart. He's waiting until the Crusader and the KV-1 are fairly well distracted with, what was that, a T1 Heavy. Artillery is consistently on him this whole game, just nuking. You'll see that. I won't keep commenting, but man, you're going to see this Bison and T-82 just dropping bombs all around this guy. But anyway, so he doesn't waste his kit on that. He's not lit, and he's going to go around and give this little T-49 a hand. Doesn't need it. I always hesitate to go on this side of the castle. I always get just drilled from everybody down below, but that was a safe move there. Good map awareness because there's nothing down there to hit him. So he's going around playing. Now look how he plays this. He's really just going for corners. I mean, there's just no way that SU was going to be able to respond to that. Look at artillery. See a nice little jag there. Random movements keeps artillery off your ass. They're still gunning for him. And then here's the Crusader. Nice side shots. You gotta love that. This is a tough shot right here. You do right. See, that's pro, man. You gotta know where you're gonna need your gun to be when that reload hits, and where he's likely to be, you know, in order to lead him. And you know, most players would not have had time to make that shot. They're not thinking that far ahead of, you know, once this gun reloads, where does my cannon need to be and aimed in. Snapshot. This thing is not particularly that great for snapshots. I usually try to let it dial in. As you see on that last game, it was ridiculous, man. If you don't let it dial in, you're not going to get anything near what you want for accuracy. Some tanks are just really good at snapshots. So here we go. I'm going to pull back to our view. Look at this. He's like, this Crusader's just absolutely ignoring him, and he does get the artillery. I mean, you know, he knew he was going down. Would have been better though. I mean, no joke, a Crusader can pretty well fight a Hydro, but artillery again. Look at that, sets him on fire. Look at this. It's crazy. He's tracked again. Got to get out of there because artillery is definitely got a hard on for Anubis in this one. The rock behind him there, and looks like, so we got a, not bad. Is he gonna get that top gun though? Let's see. Chino, decent player, he's going for it. Never been spotted, but that Bison had shots on the hill, so I'm guessing he's either gonna be, oh yeah, he was spotted actually. Yeah, I knew he had to be in this area somewhere, but he could not be there anymore. He'll be close. I'm going to fix camera here. Looks like he's gonna get it, but hell of a game there. Unfortunately I can't show the stats because for whatever reason World of Tank Replays will not allow uploads of Hydros. It considers it what quote unquote, it says you cannot upload videos of quote unquote overpowered tanks. So it won't even allow me to show his screen caps, but he had the biggest damage out of anybody and had the high caliber, mastery, and top gun. So that's how you play the Hydro. See, that's aggressive play. That's actually how I try to play. Try is the operative word there, but that's what I try to do. And that shows you that there are situations where you can be, you know, really leaning, have a kind of lean, not always leaning on your back foot. You know, you can be aggressive in this thing, but you need to time it very carefully, like you did here with this T1. Look at all these guys, how they died. Look at what they're all pointing at. See, nobody was even looking at him when he was killing them up here. You know, look at all this carnage. So anyway, that was a hell of a good one. Let me do one more here. Alright, now just to wrap it up, I just want to show you just how good the 300 meter or so sweet spot is for this thing. You don't even necessarily need to be bushed up, and you don't even necessarily have to have your camo activated. I'm not bushed up. I am going to pop some camo here, I think. But look at this. I'm moving forward. I'm a moving medium in the field, 320 meters from a Wolverine that's stationary, maybe even has binocs up, and a medium 3. And you're really not in a whole hell of a lot of danger of being lit. Eventually will happen. But you just be amazed just how good the gunnery is on this thing at this range. See, I finally got lit there. After all that, we're firing at the top end of 300, and look at this last shot. I'm willing to take damage because it's just, I want the kills. That last shot was just a hell of a shot. You know, there really is a sweet spot. If you can control your engagements and keep this bad boy, you know, 300-400 away, you're going to be alright. And I guess I'm going to wrap this review up with just this kill shot on this Churchill 3. It's one of my favorite things to do, is take advantage of different angles and look for nice spots. And this Churchill might be very tough for me to do with regular ammo, but if I can shoot down on top of his lid there, on top of his turret, look at that, right through like butter. I get one weird angle because he turns right there, ricochet, but look at this, right through the lid. And normally I wouldn't be sitting there just, you know, getting ready to take another shot from that guy. He could have easily worn me out there if I'd have bounced one, but I knew that I had Eric sitting next to me, and he was telling me that, you know, exactly what his ETA was on putting this guy down, so I knew I could put one more full shell into him. So anyway, that's a wrap on the Hydro for now. I'm going to do another I'm going to revisit this later, maybe several hundred games, and see if I'm still loving it, or if I'm still playing this like a scout. I don't know if you can't really say I'm playing the scout. I'm playing this like a medium. It's flexible. I try to do what I need to do, but I'm telling you that 300 meter boundary is the way to play this thing. If you can. I'm not saying that's the only way to play it. You know, you can see with LA Anubis, he really was able to get up there and, you know, get into some close quarters with it, depending on your skill level with that. But, you know, you just really, you know, you're going to be really having to do a lot of juking and being very situationally aware, because this armor will not save you. You know, you'll get some miracle bounces every now and off this turret-spaced armor, but that's pretty much about it. You need to rely on your wit, your skill, and your good looks, your camo value, and keeping your distance, and let the gun and the spotting view range work for you. So anyway, happy hunting, Semper Fi. Thanks for watching. Throw me a like or a sub if you enjoyed it, and if there's any questions or any comments, I'd like to hear it in comments. So have a good one. Semper Fi.